Okay. Okay, legends. Whew. Took a while to get this set up, but here we are. Let me know if you can hear me. I'll flick on some music. How is everyone doing? How are we all doing today? New studio setup. Got the Bitcoin logo in the back. All good. All good. All good. All good. All good. All right. So, we have a lot to discuss today. A lot. You probably know me as the bearish guy, and I have flipped bullish, at least temporarily. So I want to take you through my logic, why I flipped bullish, why I longed at $58,100. You can see here my Bitcoin long trade is up approximately $45,000 in unrealized profits. I did shave some profits, but this is a very nice move. And this was a move we should have expected, because Bitcoin doesn't go down in a straight line in a bear market. That's not how things function. We get relief rallies, and the signs were there when you start to see a lot of the guys that have been historically bullish over the course of this bear market start being bearish. You see that? That is when you flip bullish. So now let's see if we can actually sustain this move to the upside. $62,000 is a very crucial level, and the stock market just opened now. So I am currently in 4 trades, and I may look to enter a new trade. I was rushing to get on the live stream today because of the setup, so now I'm feeling my heart rate is up. How's the music, guys? Can you hear everything? Should I turn it up? Should I turn it down? My sound is good. Here we go. Jay Keys says, not gonna lie, this bottom is looking like a good bear market bottom. That, my friend, is where I disagree. I play the relief rallies, right? I play the relief rallies. So I am one moment. I'm just going through some comments here. And actually, I will open up the live stream in another tab. Oh. If we hit, good morning, gents. Good morning, Gemma Gov. Yes, there is liquidity sitting at 62 to 63K. Absolutely, there is, guys. I'm pretty pleased with how I've maintained my positions in this market, I have to say. Bearish, 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 and then on vacation, when we hit the levels that I was looking for, I just shared it in my community like, hey guys, I am going long. So I shared this in my community last week, maintained the position. And yes, we had a wick down. I actually moved my stop loss lower. But now you can see that it's things are looking pretty solid. We have to get past that 62, 63K level though. But I'll take you through the potential simulation that Ben Cowan discussed. And I've also been talking about the relief rally for quite some time here. This is starting to look like a good move to the upside. Now, what we don't want, and this is a little bit more fun for me now because I've been very, very bearish. What we don't want for the bulls here, the temporary bulls, is you don't want to see a bunch of people piling into longs because that makes the case for a very, very easy flush in a bear market. I don't make the rules, but if people are skeptical of this move, that's what gives it fuel to actually go higher. So yeah, let's see how this plays out. Sai Mori, what's up, guys? You think we hit 70K? It is possible, guys. I'll take you through the scenario shortly. What I'm looking at, I think that 70K is possible. Now, don't quote me on that. I want to make it abundantly clear that my higher time frame analysis is still bearish. But just because we're bearish on the higher time frames, it doesn't mean you can't enter a nice long. If you hit the zones that you're looking for, namely between $57,000 and $58,000, there's nothing wrong with taking a trade, right? That's what we do as swing traders. I'm still holding my shorts. You can see here, Bitcoin short entry, 81.5K. I don't think we make it there. My other short entry, 79.2K. This is my big one that I've continuously added on the way down, took some profits on the way down, up over 600K on this one. My Tau short, still holding this, but I took some more profits as shared in my previous video update and on the live stream. This was shared mainly in my group. $62,000 looks like we're about to get hit. Looks like we're gonna hit. And I'm gonna take some profits here. This is good for me. I'm gonna take some profits from my long. It's Will Anderson, absolutely. Absolutely. Let me just do this. All right. I just took another 25% profits, so I've realized around 33K on my Bitcoin long trade. I'm sharing this in my community as well right now. Let's see. Let's see. $62K TP. Sorry, guys, just updating the group. Guys, all of my trades. Mohammed Khalaf is back. Let's go. Mohammed Khalaf is back. My man. Yeah, legends. If you want to join my community, you know where to find me. We've talked about it before. First link in the description down below. if you DM me the keyword BTC, you get access to my group for free. It's where I share all of my own personal trades and my overall market analysis. The Bitcoin long trade that I took, I was literally on vacation. It was a great zone to long, shared it in the group, and now longs and shorts are looking very, very good. And if you haven't already, destroy that like button. Destroy it. Wow, I look funny. Destroy that like button. This community lets me help you out as much as possible, particularly when I'm not uploading on YouTube. I talked about my end game. My end game, probably in a couple of years from now, is to just get as many people in the community as possible so I can post my stuff in there. And I would imagine that I'm going to get to a point where I'm not posting a ton on YouTube because it is very, very time consuming. So took some profits. Happy with the positions in this market. Now let's go through some comments as we watch Bitcoin. Yeah, do its thing. Hey, greetings from Costa Rica. Please make a Discord, bro. Bro, Telegram is better than Discord, in my opinion, at least. It's more private. Yeah, so I've made my community on Telegram, and it's a free community, guys. All right. So this is my longer term Bitcoin chart here. And you can see the area which we had a reaction right at that 2024 value area low. There's also some monthly levels right here that we tapped into. It was always going to be a decent attempt at a long, a good bounce zone. Patience is very, very important when it comes to trading, particularly swing trading. So, let me just grab my water. You guys are funny, some of the comments. Purchase Media says, not gonna lie, bro, you've changed my life. My win rate on Bluffin is 80% plus, which includes my weird, greedy trades at 4 a.m. I would not recommend taking weird, greedy trades at 4 a.m., but 80% win rate, I mean, guys, Purchase Media is in the free community as well. I know he is because he's part of my not whale, but bigger folder where I actually respond to people. Yeah, what can I say? I'm very, very, very patient when it comes to my trades, guys. If you're in my group, I've gotten also a little bit of flack for not taking a lot of trades, but that's how I play the market, right? You look for pivot points and you enter on high conviction trades. You don't need to enter a gazillion different positions. I will say though that when I enter a trade, I use a little bit more capital than most traders. Most traders might take a few trades per week, several trades per week, and they'll risk 0.25 to 1% of trading portfolio. Oftentimes when I enter a trade, it's between, at the lowest point, 1%, but a lot of the times I will do between 2 and 3%, and 3% and above is a higher conviction trade. I took 2% on this Bitcoin long, so it's somewhere in the middle, but pretty pleased with how it's been performing. We'll pop this one open, duplicate. So, enough of, let's go through some comments, guys. Enough of me talking about my long trade. Let's go through some comments. So we'll scroll up a little bit here. Longs are printing before New York. What do we do now? Yeah, that is a cause for concern. I don't like it when we pump before New York open. But if we see continuation and there's continued buying pressure, it is what it is, right? You could, if you've entered with me, stop loss could easily be at break even at this point. Hello, are you still short Tau? Of course I am. My stop loss is at break even. My average entry on my Tau short is 285. This was shared within my group. How I entertain these trades, if you're new to the channel, and there you go, $62,000 hit. Absolutely lovely. We caught a $4,000 move in Bitcoin. Now, how I entertain these trades, I take a lot of profits on the way down. But because I still believe that Bitcoin will likely move lower after wherever this relief rally takes us, I am happy to maintain my shorts. So right now, I would imagine I'm not going to take any profits from my Tau position for quite some time. I've already secured $63,000 on this trade, and my stop loss is at break even. So at the absolute worst case scenario, I get stopped out at break even. I made 60K on this trade. However, I am willing to bet that on all of my short trades, we will go well below the current levels. So I don't think that, for example, $57,000 was the bear market bottom. And we can talk about that in today's live stream. But I don't think that that was the bottom. I think it was a good zone to long, which I did in the community. But I think that we bounce and then we end up rolling lower. That's my view of the market. I've largely been shorting this market. There was a couple of relief rallies that I longed over the course of this bear market. As always, everything was shared within my free community, but if you don't want to join, you don't want to join, that's fine. I try to provide the updates on YouTube as well. But the point is, I think that we're seeing another relief rally. Yeah, exactly. DeFi crypto boss, quality over quantity of trades. A lot of people just want to jump in and out of positions, in and out, in and out. Guys, that's not how I trade this market. Padrao, you are a really good trader. Thanks, man. I'm doing my best to share everything with you guys. You have to remember, though, at the end of the day, I am just a random guy on the internet sharing his trades, his view of the market, and nothing that I discuss on the channel should be construed as financial advice. I'm not the one that's clicking the button for you, to put it simply. You can take what I have to say, and you can basically make your own decisions in this market. What I would typically recommend is you see if my analysis matches with your own, and then you make your own decisions. There's been times in my community where I've taken a trade, and some of the best traders in my community have said, hey man, I agree with the idea, the trade idea. However, I'm going to wait for a different entry. And some of these traders, or I would say these traders in my community, are the ones that make the most money in this market, bull or bear. They take what I have to say and they see if my analysis matches with their own. And if it doesn't, they simply don't take a trade. If it does, then great. That's an extra layer of confluence. My group is me sharing all of my own personal trades in this market. And that's it. Some of you say, oh, well, why don't you give more financial advice? Because I'm not a financial advisor. I can't. I'm not allowed to do that. I can just share what I'm doing. And I hope that when I discuss what I'm doing, the different scenarios for Bitcoin, the bull and bear market, it can inspire you to do your own analysis and see if it matches with what I have to say. If it doesn't, then no worries, right? When I first started the YouTube channel, guys, I was always stressed about saying something and then it doesn't play out. But at this point, I think my track record, I think the trades that I'm showing you on a day by day, week by week basis prove themselves, right? So I don't really have anything left to prove when it comes to trading the market. So I'm going to keep sharing what I do. And with that being said, now that the stock market's open, I'd like to discuss the reason why I was speculating on a pump. I'll go over some of my analysis because there was multiple things that could have played out for Bitcoin, and these things can still play out. So let me just take you through my higher time frame Bitcoin chart. I like to use this one. So in the previous bear market, this was one scenario where Bitcoin, there's such a thing as price-based capitulation and time-based capitulation. This move going into summer of 2022 had an aggressive drop down for Bitcoin. We're talking another, from the high to the low, 45% dump. Then we got that relief rally. And this is what you want to pay attention to. This relief rally is actually what happens in most crypto bear markets, where even if Bitcoin dumps, even if the low is not in, we get that relief rally in the summer, some kind of relief rally. Now, the tricky part is gauging where the relief rally stems from. So in 2022, we had an aggressive move down. Very, very aggressive move. This is going into mid-June before that relief rally. Now we are getting into July, and here we got another rally. So from the low to the high, Bitcoin rallied over 40% again. But while everyone was looking at this scenario and this scenario only, Bitcoin will just capitulate. It will just go lower and lower and lower. I was also keeping my eyes on the 2018 scenario, and I'll talk about not just how I'm playing this from a trading perspective, but also the fact that this may very well be us living in a simulation, as Ben Cowan likes to say. He doesn't trade the market, he just talks about the overall analysis, but I have largely agreed with this point, and we've been talking about this within my premium group for, I want to say, over a month and a half now, talking about a potential summer relief rally. Now, if you take a look at my YouTube channel, summer relief rally, buying the dip, blah, 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 blah. And I've been very, very bearish. So in 2018, what occurred was we had a big drop down to these lows at the beginning of the year in February. So we dropped to around 5,900. Now, keep in mind, pay attention to these numbers. 5,900. Then we had a pop-up, rejection, pop-up, and then in the summer, we swept these lows, and where did we go to? Approximately 5,700. These numbers are very important. Pay attention to this. Then we got a nice relief rally, and this relief rally, stemming from around the same time that we've just established a potential bottom for the summer, brought us up to 45%, a 45% rally up to the 200-day moving average once more. So we understand that. If we take a look at the current price action, what we're seeing here looks almost too damn similar. So keep in mind, beginning of the year, around February, we create that low for Bitcoin. So what is that low? 59.9, call it 59,000. You remember, 5,900, 59,000. Now we drop and we sweep that low. Where did we just form a potential bottom? 57,000. In 2018, the first bottom at the beginning of the year, 5,900. Then we came back into June, we swept those lows at 5,700, then we had a 40% relief rally. 2026 bear market, We create the low in February, 59,000. We drop below those lows and we sweep down to 57,000. Absolutely insane if this is to play out. Simulation confirmed so far. I just think this is super, super interesting. And I look at these historical data points to take some trades in this market, particularly as a swing trader. I try to look as much information as possible. We have these crucial support zones, the 2024 value area low. And someone asked me, is it possible for Bitcoin to get to 70K? Historically, Bitcoin in bear markets creates lower highs. That's what classifies a bear market, right? Lower lows and lower highs. So we just created a lower low, technically speaking. Yes, we swept the level. Is 70K possible, was the question? Well, look at the bull market support band. 70 up to 72. Look at the 200-day moving average, which is actually where we topped out on the 2018 summer rally, $75,000. So, yes, it is absolutely a possibility, and there's absolutely a chance that we can get up here only to reject and make a more significant low if the 4-year cycle is to play out. Pretty interesting stuff, guys. Pretty interesting stuff. That coupled with the fact that we've been looking at the liquidity overall, and we had tons and tons of shorts piling into the market. On the 1 day, I would imagine there's more longs now, but if you zoom out on the 90-day, you can see here, pretty interesting stuff. There are more shorts in the market than longs. On the 180-day, take a look at that. More shorts in the market than longs. And if you're new to trading, particularly in a ranging environment, these zones tend to act as liquidity. So, with all that being said, from a risk to reward perspective, even though I've been very, very higher time frame bearish and I've been shorting every relief rally, which I'm telling you right now, I'm calling it here, guys. If we make it up to the bull market support band, up to the anchored VWAP from the previous pivot low, up to the 200-day moving average, I'm entering a new short. I will likely add to my existing short positions in this market. Just calling it how I see it. But for now, I'm bullish. For now. So I hope all that makes sense. I hope I've explained the scenarios. Some of you may say, well, there's no certainties. What made you take the trade? Not just liquidity, not just the historical data points, but the fact that we had some crucial support levels like the 2024 value area low taken from our previous range here. So, sorry, wrong chart. This one, 2024 value area low. 55.8K was another interesting level, but this zone for me was always going to be a strong zone. Now, I will not lie. If a lot of people pile into longs here, you know, I've already taken profits from my longs. I've shared this in the community. I take profits on the way up if I'm in a long. I take profits on the way down if I'm in a short. If this starts piling in and you start seeing tons of liquidity between 57 to 58,000, there is always a chance that we can sweep that liquidity and then get continuation. We don't have to go up in a straight line. So, and again, if this happens, I would be more than happy to look for another long. Best case scenario, if you entered a long sub 58K, sub 59K, I entered at 58.1. People don't get overly greedy. People start, you know, I just read some comments here. I just read some comments saying 62, 63K, oof, that's a potential good shorting zone. I've been shorting from much higher, so I will personally not be looking for shorts at 62, 63K. Not swing shorts, at least. If we get people starting to short massively here, and they doubt a potential summer relief rally, which I will remind you, 40% rally is nothing to ignore. If we get that, then that would bode over well for the longs. But if people start getting very, very bullish, like one of the comments I just got saying, hey, that makes for a good bear market bottom. And people start thinking to themselves, okay, well, I'm going to start buying. This is it. that's where we can run into issues and maybe we just start dropping lower. But the way that you want to position yourself in this market is you maintain these existing shorts on relief rallies. I'm up 600K on this trade and up 80, 90K on my Tau short trade. Stop losses at break even, no risk, but it made sense to look for longs. So I guess what I'm trying to say is if we move lower from here, if we move higher from here, that's it, right? That is it. Let's go through some comments. I've been yapping for a little bit here. Yes, 28 World says July is historically bullish for Bitcoin though. Exactly. And we're into July. The longs are looking good right now. Rick Tai, hello. Hi Matsir, the legend. Benjamin Cowan talked about exactly this. We're in the matrix. Yeah, so when it came to leverage trading, I talked about 2018 as well. I did not think that the numbers would match up as they have been, but we take advantage of what the market gives us, right? That's how you want to operate as a trader. Any partner exchange I can trade with on my phone. Yes, you can trade with Bluffin. Guys, I have all the links in the description down below. I have Bluffin, Weeks, 2-bit, BTCC. I previously talked about Bybit, but I realized that in the EU with Mika, I don't think you can leverage trade on Bybit. So we are working on adding a new option which should fulfill those criteria. And that new option may allow you to access my group. But for now, these are the exchanges that I have. Bluffin is my go-to by far, guys. Right below you have the fee reduction. So you get VIP for 7 days. If you're a big trader, I can get you VIP for well over a month. Big trader as in you're trading with a good amount of capital. You just have to DM me on Telegram and I'd be more than happy to help you out. And you get those $500 in bonus exclusively on Bluffin. So I would take advantage of this while you're trading this market. It's my go-to exchange. My biggest positions are taken on Bluffin. And I also like trading on Weeks, right? All right. Macau, Matt, my man. No, I don't like... Louise Bustillo, I don't like BitUnix, guys. You guys have asked me about BitUnix. The reason I say no is because during the 10 to the 10 liquidation event, they struggled. They weren't operational. Bluffin were. And so I prefer Bluffin. Oh, very interesting. Abyss 89. I did not realize that. Yeah, but what do you think about BitGet? I don't really trade on BitGet. I don't have anything bad or good to say about it, really. Let's go through some comments. By the way, Abyss89 says he spoke to Bluffin support. Bluffin is Mika good for the EU or his country, Norway, at least. He got a little worried 2 weeks ago. All right, yeah, awesome. Look, I'm gonna have some more options for those of you that like to do the full KYC and all of that. Like that's okay. I have personally done my KYC on Bluffin. 62K, baby. Let's go. I think a lot of people will doubt this rally. I really do. Very, very happy with how we've played this so far. Yeah, Ethiopia Bitcoin, looking into Kraken. Brother, give analysis on ETH as well. The thing is, guys, of course I like trading a lot of different cryptocurrencies, but I have to say, Bitcoin determines the rest of the markets, right? And whenever someone asks me about an altcoin, I personally struggle with it, particularly because most altcoins simply underperform Bitcoin over a long enough time frame. And so if you're bullish on ETH, you want to be bullish on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin climbs, so can ETH. Bitcoin is life support for most of the crypto markets. There's a couple of outliers here and there from time to time. But I could take a look at ETH. No worries. Let's go from France. Vocal Nomad just sold all my shorts for break even last night. I don't remember. It's been a week or so since I've done extensive live streams. Are you the guy that shorted at 58 or 59? If you did, then congratulations. You made it out of your position alive. Williams World sounds good, my man. Do. Long time 102. Good afternoon, Metsier. Glad to see you back with the live show. It's a great show, the best. Thank you. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the support. Is your blue light glasses clear or amber color? It is clear. Actually, thanks for reminding me. I need to bring that next time, because before I went on my holiday and I visited my friend Andy, and I was only posting a couple times a week, I was doing very long live streams. We did almost a 9-hour live stream, and I would imagine that I will still get back into the rhythm. My last live stream back was 3 hours. Today, I think we'll probably push 4 hours easy. So if I'm gonna start doing it, I need to protect my eyes, but they are clear. I need my glasses for the next one. I think it's going to be a good day for a live stream. I agree, guys. I agree. The long is printing. When's the last time? Tell me down below. When's the last time you came to the channel and I was bullish? I can't remember. It's been a while. It's been a while. Not in my lifetime. Not in my lifetime. Never seen you bullish. Guys, I'm telling you, when I think that the bear market bottom is in, which I don't think is in, even though we got a great long, I will be unbearably bullish. Every single dump that Bitcoin gets in a bull market, I will come on the channel and I will say, I am long, I am long, I am long, I am long, I am long. This is going to be, in my opinion, another bear market relief rally. That's all there is to it. Guys, there we go. Cosmin thinks I'm a perma bear. I posted in my Telegram community as well. Someone commented, "You're a perma bear. You need to close your shorts." I don't give a shit. I'm gonna hold my shorts as long as I want to hold my shorts. My stop losses are at break even. I'm wearing shorts right now. I'm comfy in my shorts, but I am also now comfy in my long. Haters gonna hate, right? I've gotten used to it. My risk tolerance, not my risk tolerance, my tolerance for hate on the channel has increased significantly. And I'm glad, because when I first started, I was so concerned about what people would say. I love you guys, but in order for me to show up every day, talk about my trades, and just share what I am doing in this market, I've had to develop a little bit more of a thick skin. So I'm actually grateful for all the hate that I received. It's awesome. It fires me up. That was a joke, actually. Okay. How was your vacation? Man, my vacation was great. You know, if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I'm really into like health and optimization and these kinds of things. But for the first time in a very long time, I threw all of that in the fire and I just had a great time for a week straight. Um, my friend and I watched the Mallorca Open tennis in person. We had some bets going, which was super fun. When it comes to betting on sports, I risk like a percent of what I risk in trading. So basically nothing. But it does make it extremely fun. Yesterday for Canada Day, I played a lot of tennis with my buddies. Um, and we went to a pub and we watched the Senegal Belgium game. What a game that was. And where am I going with this? Oh, yes. Basically, I was telling them that when you watch a sport live, it is so much more fun to have a little bit of stakes in it. So basically, there was in tennis, there was one guy that I could watch live that was clearly better than the other opponent. Clearly better. He was the favorite to win going into the match. And he went down the first set. And then the odds flipped and basically gave you a 2.5x return on your money if you bet on the guy that was previously the favorite. But from what I was seeing with my eyes, he looked healthier, he looked fitter, he was just making a couple of silly mistakes, and I knew that he would snap out of it. Obviously, I didn't know, but I was speculating on it. And then he ended up winning. So I bet when he was down, and I basically 2.5x the money that I put in. So we watched tennis at the Mallorca Open, which was awesome. I would like to go to maybe Wimbledon at some point. Obviously not this year because it's already underway, but that's the next step. It was awesome. Got a lot of sun. Learned a little bit of Spanish. And drank. But now I'm out of that. I rarely drink. So it was fun. All right, you guys don't care about my vacation. Let's see how Bitcoin can get past this level. We swept the local high here at 61.9, which is a positive sign. Oh, guys, Salvador Perez is back. Salvador Perez said, "You are bullish now. Buy MicroStrategy and ride it with me to 1,200. Next week, 138. Bro, I've told you guys, even though there is a chance that you can make more money with MicroStrategy, I don't really like Saylor's business model. I'm not a fan of what he does. I don't think we need him for Bitcoin to thrive in the long term. I believe in the underlying asset, not in MicroStrategy. Therefore, if I'm bullish on Bitcoin, I buy Bitcoin. I don't give a crap about MicroStrategy, even if maybe it goes up percentage-wise more than Bitcoin. Can you trade it and make money? Of course you can, but it's not something that I'm personally interested in doing. Let's actually see how he's doing with his stretch product. We're almost back to 90. That's a big move up. That's a big, big move up. And some people were putting their money in at 74. I personally was more than happy to long Bitcoin rather than speculating on this going back to par, which it may very well do, right? Then we have here. So now he's, no, that can't be right. I should refresh this. He's down less than that. Down 18%. $62K, baby. What a long. Sailor is part of our community. Salvador Perez, Sailor may be part of your community, but he's not part of mine. I don't like how people paint him as this like angelic figure that's going to bring Bitcoin to the moon. If anything, capitulation lower probably stems from something happening with Sailor. But right now, guys, we enjoy the gains on the long. Go back to my other videos over the past week and a half, 2 weeks, when Bitcoin was dumping. This was always a bounce zone. As soon as I took the trade, I shared it in my free Telegram community, which if you want to join, you just have to DM me the keyword BTC, Bitcoin's ticker, on Telegram to join that group. Click this link, first link in the description down below, and you're able to join for free. It's where I share all of my own personal trades and my overall market analysis. It is free because if you sign up with one of these affiliate exchange links down below and start trading on there with your own capital, you get access to the group. Now, outside of the group, on the YouTube channel, guys, I was bullish. I was bullish. This isn't a flexing live stream, but I was damn bullish, and it feels good to be bullish when I've been bearish for so long. Higher time frame, though, I still think if we even go to 70K, we come right back down. I really do believe that. So let's see. Grigor says, once it's back to par, it will already be time to short Bitcoin. It's possible. Are you considering adding more to the short? I would add more to my short if Bitcoin... I would consider adding more to my Bitcoin short if Bitcoin crosses around that 70 to 75K zone. I need to see how the price action develops. It's not just as easy as saying, okay, Bitcoin hits 70K, I go short. That is a stupid way to trade. But if we get the reactions that I want and I like how the liquidity is looking and the setup looks good, maybe we get SFP from some local levels, all of that is factored into whether or not I add to my short. But yes, the answer is yes, I would look to add to my existing short. Legends, if you haven't already, destroy that like button. 56 likes and we've been at it for 45 minutes. 96. I think we could get, guys, this live stream we're gonna go for 500 likes. 500 likes minimum. If you haven't already, UTOP24 says, I have a short open at $60,100. I am scared. Am I cooked? My man, why did you short there? The moment that Bitcoin dropped to, like the moment that Bitcoin had this move down and we hit 60 and we got a bounce, I had some people say, hey man, like I started shorting at 60, 61. Then we bounced. And now one guy just said he closed his shorts at break even, so he didn't lose any money. But guys, you don't, you short when everyone is bullish. You short when everyone is bullish. In a bear market in particular. Like, I shorted here, right? I shorted around this zone. Actually, look, $81,500 is where I entered my next Bitcoin short. My other one, this one was entered at 98,000, 97,000. But I took profits on the way down, and as we got the bounce, I added to the short, and then I took more profits on the way down. So the average entry on this one is 79. You don't short at potential local lows. And this isn't me, I don't want to harp on about it, but I see this common theme amongst new traders, and believe me, I've been there, where they think that capitulation is imminent, and finally, after Bitcoin had the move down, they start shorting, which is just, it's a recipe for disaster. Because like we discussed, there's a scenario here that into this summer, Bitcoin can rally to 70K plus. You heard that right. So I'm not quite sure what to say. It's just hard. Skyfox89 says, it's just hard to know when to enter position when you are new. Yeah, I totally understand that, right? I totally understand that. And I struggled with it in the early days as well. But the thing is, if you entered a short at $60,100, you should have been stopped out by now. You get what I'm saying? You can't just... I know that some people see me go cross margin, but I've stated this several times. If you're an inexperienced trader, I would recommend you stick with isolated. And if you would have shorted at 60,000, you should have been stopped out on the way up already. Because no one really knows. Once you get the move like this, maybe we come back down, maybe we pop back up. The thing is, in bear markets, the price action for Bitcoin is very staircasey up, elevator down. So you can see here, you know, we chop. Everyone's trying to decide, is this the bottom? We chop to the upside, and then in half the time that it took to go up, we drop and we erase the entire move. So I wouldn't expect us to just go up in a straight line like we went down in a straight line. I would expect some potential chop, but I think that we can climb up. Okay, you top 24 says, my liquidation price is $96,000 and my take profit is $45,000. I will look for hedge longs as you do to cover for the loss on relief. I trade with no stop loss. Woof! I trade with invalidations and soft stop losses, but to each their own, right? To each their own. Look, I would say that here's the thing. There is no guarantee that Bitcoin goes to $45,000. So if you're in a trade like that, assuming you get favorable price action, because I don't think, put it this way, sub 50K, in my opinion, is more likely than 96K. at least immediately. Next cycle, of course, I think 100K will be breached again. But if Bitcoin goes to say like the low 50s and you short it at 60K, I would have my stop at break even. Because what if we don't hit 45K and then we go down to 50 and then we just pop right back up, and that's the start of the bull market, right? So you need to be careful with that. Cali Compiler, I love your comments, man. Professor Crypto has already learnt the hard lessons. Now he shares so we can limit our exposure to pain. Honest, much appreciated. Doing my best, man. Doing my best. Desmond Zoller asks me, good morning. Can you explain the thought process of making sure the low or highs are swept before jumping into a trade? Absolutely, I can. So the thought process is basically liquidity. So obviously, you know the pattern. Sometimes you get some double bottoms, triple bottoms in the market, and they could provide relief. When the price has previously wicked into an important level and has found decent relief from that level, it's fair to assume that it's a significant level in the market. But on this kind of move to the upside after creating this wick, tons of people long. And so, to put it simply, the reason why sweeps are favorable is because there's a lot of interest here. And if we don't break down from that level, what happens is you grab that downside liquidity and then you get another strong reaction. And then the market effectively takes off after liquidating these guys. That's assuming we don't break down, right? There's always a chance that you can break down, but this was a good risk to reward setup. We grabbed a lot of downside liquidity, and now that a lot of people are shorting, I'm going for us taking some upside liquidity. Jean de Machin, any Brazilians in the chat? My mom was born in Brazil. Legends, if you haven't already, destroy that like button. We are almost at 20,000 subscribers. So do me a favor, subscribe to the channel if you like daily crypto content, trading content. The other thing, I just saw a comment saying, man, I miss your daily videos. Here's the thing. I'm splitting between market updates, the shorter ones, and the live streams. I know some people prefer the live streams, some people prefer the videos. So I'm trying to give a balance of both. And the thing with the videos is a lot of the times nothing changes, right? In the live stream, we can assess the price action together. For example, if Bitcoin drops here, maybe a good long at $59,000 opens itself up and I can take that trade live on the stream. But my higher time frame analysis doesn't change, right? And so if the higher time frame analysis doesn't change, I hop on the video and I'm like, guys, same exact scenario. Of course, there's maybe a little bit of news that pops in and out. And I think that it's in everyone's best interest to not go to all the live streams, but at least watch 1 or 2 live streams a week if you can. Not the whole thing, maybe just 20, 30 minutes. And then you have the video updates as well. But the video updates serve as like an overall higher time frame analysis in the market 2 to 3 times per week. And the live stream is more real-time price action. Guys, Alejandro asked me about a long if you miss the 58K long. Alejandro, and you asked about the liquidity as well. For now, I would want to see these levels swept down to 58.8. If we come back down to sub 59 and wipe out a lot of this new interest, that's pretty favorable to me. Because now, oof, yeah, 7-day, you can see that longs are starting to jump in here. Even though there's more shorts, longs are starting to jump in. So I would like to sweep, I'd like to see a sweep of these levels. Are we still going long? My man, what do you mean? I am in a long. Patrick asks me, are we still going long? Guys, I've already taken profits from my long. I took profits at 62K. There is no we in this market. There is a you, and I share what I do, and you can make your own decisions. Love your live streams, man. The real-time price action insights are really valuable. Appreciate you. My man, I appreciate you as well. Some people think I'm harsh when I say, guys, you have to make your own decisions in this market. You have to do your own analysis. But that's just the reality of trading. And it's the reality of who I am as a trader and a content creator. Like I cannot, under no circumstances, give you financial advice. And so the way to try to educate you is by sharing what I do in the market, and then you make your own decisions, right? Are you gonna try to get to a World Cup game? It's been fire so far. I want to. I think I talked about this in another live stream. So here's the issue. The tickets are very, very expensive. And I would be more than happy to pay several thousands of dollars to go to the game. However, all my friends that have a significant net worth, for some reason, are not that interested in football as I am. So they don't want to go. All my friends that love football probably cannot afford to go. So it's a tricky predicament. Do I just go alone? I don't know, man. I don't know. I like that you don't spoon feed. Instead, you impart knowledge. Yep, I'm doing my best to do that. And I think maybe in the short term, it pisses people off that I don't spoon feed. Although I feel like I try to somewhat spoon feed. But in the long term, it's in everyone's best interest, right? And for the most part, guys, I don't want to promote my group in this way, my free group, but for the most part, guys, every trade that I take is shared in the group. Like, let me scroll up and share with you what like. This was me on vacation, right? I still share my trades. I just entered a new Bitcoin long at 58.1K with 2% of my trading portfolio. Holding the shorts, we grabbed a lot of downside liquidity. It's worth the attempt. And then I updated all my trades in this market. And these are my current trades. Actually, I need to update this right now because the 62K target has been hit. Oops. Oops. And now I am playing with profits, which means if my stop loss gets hit, I would lose $13,000, but because I've already secured $33,000, I would end the trade with 20K net profit. Guys, so what I'm trying to say is I do kind of spoon feed. I do share exactly when I enter my trades, always. But if I get stopped out, total, would. All right. Dennis Tennis just joined the group. My man, welcome to the group. Legends, if you want to join the group where I was just updating that message and share all of my own personal trades and overall market analysis, you know where to find me. You get great bonuses as well. Right below me, there is a really good bonus on bluffing. So how you join is you DM me the keyword BTC on Telegram after clicking this first link in the description down below. Very important you use that link and that link only because there are a lot of scammers. And you'll be greeted with an automated message that will basically ask if you've signed up with any of these links down below. Once you sign up and you trade on there with your own capital, whether it's $500, $10,000, $100,000, we even have a couple of people trading with well over $1 million in the group, to each their own, you can get access to the group for free because you're trading with your own money. So DM me the keyword BTC if you're interested in joining the group. For now, as a swing trader, guys, I don't see much here, right? As a swing trader, this is about as good as price action as we could have asked for, right? Oh, Dennis Tennis says, I am in the group for some time, just telling the rest to join. Nice. Yeah, it'd be awesome if you guys want to join. Join. Would I wait for a reclaim of 58.8? No, honestly, guys, if we're fortunate enough to get another move and we wipe out all of these longs, I would almost blindly enter a new long. But let's see. Just because I have so much short exposure in the market still, that I'm okay with risking on longs. Falcon Eye 3511. Before your trading journey, did you paper trade or jump straight into trading? Straight into trading, my man. I would not recommend paper trading whatsoever. Paper trading is bullshit because what happens is you don't have anything at stake. And with paper trading, it doesn't matter if you lose, it doesn't matter if you win. And because of this, you sleep well at night knowing that nothing matters, whether you win or lose. Some people can use it to learn, I understand, but what I would do instead if I was just starting out is basically just use an insignificant amount of money for you, like completely insignificant. Let's say for argument's sake, your net worth is $100,000, just for example, and you want to get into trading, use $500 and use that real $500, because then at least you have something at stake. It gets you in the right mindset. If your net worth is $100 and you want to get into trading, then use $1. Use pennies to enter trades. I still think it's worth it over paper trading. So I hope that answers your question. I don't think paper trading helps anyone in the long term, because then what happens is you have some nice profits, you were cool, calm, collected with the fake money, and then you start using your own money, and then you can't handle the emotions because you're not used to taking losses with real money, and then you end up blowing up naturally. Todd9939, late message, but where did we place in the War of Whale contest on Bluffin? Guys, we won the War of Whale contest. There was thousands of teams on Bluffin. We ranked #1 in terms of volume, and keep in mind there's thousands of teams. There was one team that was above us, and I think they were wash trading or something like that, because their volume was like 2 or 3 times the amount of volume that we had, and we were in second at one point. And in terms of profitability, which is what I'm very proud of, we came, I think, 10th, which is crazy considering there were thousands of teams. Most of the time what happens is there's some teams that get up there in terms of volume, overall trading volume, but profitability, they're ranked in the low thousands or the low or hundreds. But we were basically guaranteed top 15 profitability, and then we won in terms of volume. So we smashed all records there. So very, very happy. And there's going to be some new competitions for sure. Guys, all these competitions, everything, it's on Bluffin, right? So if you want to join, it's where I trade personally. It's my go-to. Second link in the description down below. And if you join, you get access to my free community where I share all of my own personal trades in this market, my overall market analysis. Let's go through some comments. Someone says he has 2 Bluffin accounts. Am I able to transfer one to your link? Yeah, man, it used to be the case where on Bluffin, I could get you under my referral. But no, they no longer support that. So if you really want to join, you'd have to create a new account. But there is incentive to do so. You get 25% off trading fees. And if you're a big trader, I can get you really, really good VIP tiers on Bluffin. Normally requires hundreds of millions in trading volume. But if you're trading with like 50K, 100K plus, I can get you those tiers without you even generating the crazy trading volume that's required to get these VIP perks. So there is incentive to do so. Second link in the description down below. All right, Bitcoin dropping a little bit here. We swept the previous high. Here's the thing, if Bitcoin dumps, I think alts will just get annihilated. When do you know to enter into a short once this bear market bounces over? Well, you look for higher time frame confluence. So you look at the liquidity, you look at if we're tapping into some of these crucial moving averages. One very good spot was here. We were Clarity Act pump. Everyone was very bullish. We hit that 200-day moving average, which usually acts as resistance in bear markets. We were right below the anchored VWAP. We had crucial higher time frame resistance. This was a very, very good zone to short, and we did do so in my community at $81,500. I think I also took this one on the live stream as well. So 81.5K, that was a great entry on the short. But you look for that higher time frame confluence. If, for example, like we discussed, the liquidity suggests that, you know, there's way more longs piling into the market and everyone believes that, okay, the bottom is in once more, I'm going to look for another short. How do I decide which leverage? Guys, I have to say leverage is irrelevant. It's all about the capital that you're risking on a trade in proportion to your total trading portfolio. So, for example, if I say that I'm going to lose a trade and I entered with 2% of my trading portfolio, that means that I would lose 2% of my trading portfolio. That means, for example, if you're trading with $100,000 and you enter with 2%, if the trade goes against you, you lose $2,000. Leverage is irrelevant. How far that $2,000 goes is up to you, but just keep in mind that the more leverage you use, the easier you can get stopped out because it becomes a bigger position if you take that $2,000 and you multiply it with the leverage. So leverage is irrelevant, guys. You can do 1,000x leverage, but as long as you're using a good, a reasonable percentage of your trading portfolio, then you're fine. You get into issues if you start using 20% of your trading portfolio with 20x leverage, then it's ridiculous. So it's the capital that matters, not the leverage. If you haven't already, destroy that like button. How are we looking? 172. Let's get to 200. We're gonna do 500 minimum today. Minimum. I'm confident in the 500 minimum. Yeah, stretch is back up, guys. Oh, a little bit of a dump. You could see how volatile it is with Bitcoin's price action, right? Like, as soon as Bitcoin drops ever so slightly, stretch struggles. Vincent Fazioli, my man, the liquidation price, I don't know why people ask about the liquidation price. I would get stopped out before getting liquidated. Don't use your liquidation price as your invalidation unless you have, let's say you have 100K to your name. And I like using 100K, guys, just because it's simpler to explain. You have 100K to your name and you deposit $1,000 into a trading account. Then sure, you can get liquidated, but most people don't do that. Liquidation price is irrelevant. Actually, this trade is so small in comparison to my trading portfolio, my overall trading portfolio, that I don't think I can get liquidated if I, yeah, see? Liquidation price, never. So I can't get liquidated on this. But I would get stopped out beforehand. Smithy Will, I'm still quite bearish over the next few months. This is just a bit of relief. Absolutely. And we discussed it on the channel, legends. We discussed it on the channel. So I'll show you, for the naysayers, I'll show you. relief. And this one was before we had that low. Don't be surprised if this happens. Summer rally. Then we were tapping into final support. And then on the live stream, last one, summer rally or lower. I'm hinting at the potential summer rally. And in the community, bounce or lower. Like in the community, we discussed several times that we may get a summer relief rally. And here we are. I wouldn't call this a relief rally though. This is nothing. We got a $4,000 bounce from my Bitcoin long entry. I took good profits on this trade, and now I sit back and relax. But I would start to say, okay, 70K possible as soon as we start tapping into 65.5. Like if we break above here, it starts looking really, really good. But let's see. I'm not a fortune teller. I just trade the market that's right in front of me. Vincent Fazioli, yes, I absolutely, yes, it's because I am using cross margin. When you have isolated, you are not using your whole account. I gave you a like. I'm going to climb a volcano now. See you later. Williams World, enjoy climbing your volcano. Stay safe. Hey, Matt. Toby's Edge asks, hey, Matt, do you have any plans to add 2bit as a partner exchange on MindPillar so users can unlock access to the CVD dashboard? Absolutely. So if you don't know what he's talking about, what Toby's talking about, I've been building this tool with the MindPillar team. We work very closely together. This is a free tool that helps you trade the market. We have CVD here, where basically you can see the divergences, whether it's bullish or bearish. You can see the liquidity. But on top of this, this whole MindPillar website gives you all the tools that you need to be able to succeed in crypto. This is completely free to access. It is. If you go down below, and actually I want to talk about the rate cuts after. If you go down below and you click MindPillar, you can access that all for free, completely free. However, you will eventually have the requirement of signing up with one of these affiliate exchange links down below and start trading on there. So if you have any accounts with me, you'll always get access to this full MindPillar tool for free. We have analytics, we have liquidation heat map, we have the macro calendar, we have everything you need to succeed in crypto, and we keep on building this more and more. So I use this as my go-to tool in the crypto market. But to answer your question, yes, if you're trading on any of these partnered exchanges, you'll get access to that group once we decide to launch the, what do you call it? Launch the gate, where the tool is no longer completely free. But it's still technically free because you just sign up, you trade with your own money, right? If you're trading with us, you get access to it. That's all there is to it. Lights are a little bit dim. Are you going to add the shitcoin tool? Yasha, I will try to do that as well. I've talked about it with the team. We're looking into it. We are definitely looking into it. Purchase Media, thank you for your comment, man. I will make sure to reach out to you if we want to do that. Absolutely. Noob question, I have NEO. Why does it follow Bitcoin price action? Is NEO still a thing? I have no clue what NEO is. There's a gazillion different altcoins, but short answer is yeah, obviously if Bitcoin goes up, select altcoins can go up. That's just how the market works. Bitcoin always determines the rest of the crypto markets for the most part. 15-minute Bitcoin is not looking good. I mean, it looks... This wasn't looking good. Guys, you're gonna have to convince me otherwise, but I am bullish. I am bullish. Bullish long-term or only relief rally? Relief rally. I think Bitcoin's bottom for this bear market is going to be somewhere between 60 and 70% from the all-time high. The VWAP is posing a little bit of resistance here. Plus that 200-week moving average. This is a zone for potential rejection. But we're in the long, we're in the shorts. Honestly, it doesn't matter at this point. You want to know what's very bullish? Stablecoin dominance. There was something I wanted to discuss before I answered. James Freedom XRP, hello dude, how are you? I'm doing great, my man. I'm doing great. Thank you for stopping by. Ah, yes. So today we got this. The US economy added 57,000 jobs in June, which is lower than expectations. The unemployment rate fell to 4.2%, which is also lower than expectations. Now, what you get from this is, remember how we discussed that in around December of this year, rate hike was like, it was almost a 100% chance. And now, there's a 21% chance of no change. So the market is effectively saying that maybe, just maybe, by the end of the year, we don't get those rate hikes. Now, keep in mind, the probabilities still favor rate hikes, but it dropped ever so slightly because of the data that just came out. So something to consider. Dude, MU is on life support. What is MU? MU. Ah, wow. Guys, you could also trade stocks, crypto, anything on the exchanges in the description down below. I thought for some reason when you said MU, I was thinking of a crypto token. But oof, oof. Dumpy dumpy. I'm out for now. Glad the streams are back. Yes, sir, the streams are back. Bro, can I remind something? Please don't be offended. I'm not offended. What's the schedule this week? Rhino Bull. Good question. We're Thursday, right? I usually take Saturdays off. Sundays are usually a video update. Tomorrow is the question, because I know that half of you want a video update, half of you want a live stream. I think tomorrow we'll probably do a live stream, because yesterday was Canada Day and I didn't post a video or any updates. I updated the community, of course, but not on YouTube. Then I'm gonna put out an updated schedule, and I think I'll make it more publicly available as to like how I'm going to operate. The only thing is I really like to have the flexibility of one morning waking up and saying, I feel like a live stream, or I want to do a video update. But I understand that maybe it's more helpful if I have a proper schedule. So I'll provide that soon. But I would say tomorrow probably a live stream, Monday live stream, Sunday video updates, and then we'll decide. I think Friday I leave Fridays open. So basically I'll do either a video update or a live stream, because obviously video updates are less time consuming. So if I have plans on Friday going into the afternoon and stuff, then we just do a video update. But I'll let you guys know. What's price targets? PA Motorsports, price targets for what? My first target for my Bitcoin long has been achieved. $62,000 was hit. Claymore, your videos have been genuinely helpful. Keep going. Your work is appreciated. Have a good one. Thank you, my man. I appreciate you. Where to start for a beginner? I think I need to put out some tutorials. I've been, I don't want to say procrastinating on that because I've been very, very busy, but it's in the pipeline. What are my next targets for Bitcoin? So I'm going to maintain my Bitcoin long here at $58,100. In the community, Motorsports, I'm pretty sure you're in my community, but my targets are 65K and 69K. But two of the targets have already been achieved, so I consider this a successful trade. If I get stopped out, I make $20,000 at worst. So this is not an area where you just jump into a long, if that's what you're hoping I tell you. Rhino Bull, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Kumar, I'm gonna unfortunately ban you for a little bit because you're spamming. Vincent Fazioli, so you don't think longing right now would be a good move? If I wasn't already in a Bitcoin long, which was shared in my community, I would not be longing at 62K. This is the first potential resistance, right? You don't long at resistance. Even though I think we can go higher. Hey, I'm short 75 Bitcoins from 62,100. What is your opinion on that? That's a big position, man. My opinion is that I think Bitcoin can likely go higher over the course of this summer before moving lower later. So I am not interested in shorts here. I'm in a long, I'm in my shorts from higher, and yeah. But if you are trading with that much capital and you want my individual attention, just DM me on Telegram. DM me the keyword BTC, but also just DM me after clicking this link, and I'd be more than happy to help you out if you want my individual attention. That's basically the perk of trading with more capital. If you're trading with more capital and you're a serious trader, I add you into my priority folder, and then I'm more than happy to converse with you because my community doesn't have chats enabled. It's just what I am personally doing in the market. Does bigger relief lead to bigger dumps? In theory, yes. But you have to be careful. Guys, we're getting close to the bear market bottom. That's my opinion. We probably have a few more months, but there will be a time where I will no longer be looking for shorts whatsoever. Hey Matt, do you recommend using the one-way mode or the hedge mode on Bluffin? I would recommend you do the hedge mode. The hedge mode on Bluffin is exceptional because basically it lets you go long and short at the same time. Now I entered these trades on one-way mode. I would have preferred to be in hedge mode. That's why you see me have my Bitcoin short open on Bluffin, and then on weeks where I have hedge mode, I have a long and a short open at the same time. So if you're not in a trade, I'd recommend you already get into hedge mode before you enter any new trades. You cannot do it while you have trades open. So you'd have to actually close the positions and then activate it. Clearly, I don't want to close my trades, right? Actually, Johnny, it's a good question. I wonder, I think on weeks, maybe hedge mode is like, it's already activated. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. I don't remember clicking anything. I think it may have already been activated. Someone can correct me. If you're trading on weeks, is hedge mode already like a standard setting? It must be. Mario Lynx says you stopped looking for shorts already, got stopped out twice, only longs from here. I don't know about that. If you're shorting the bottom, then yeah, but I was looking for shorts the entire bear market, man. And I'm a swing trader. Keep that in mind, guys. I'm not a scalper. So, yeah, of course, the long was attractive, and you can see that I'm in my long right now. This is my active position here. But to say that you're only looking for longs, I don't know. Dun, 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 dun. Go, Bitcoin, come on. Linges88, can I take sell? I'm assuming you're asking me if you can short. You can do whatever your heart desires, man. I'm sorry, but if I get asked questions like this, I will respond in a rhetorical manner, in a sarcastic manner. I can't tell you what to do. I can just tell you what I am doing. And right now, I have 4 positions open in this market. A Bitcoin long from $58,100. A Bitcoin short from $81,500. A big Bitcoin short from 79K. And a Tau short. Someone says this is a fake pump. The guy that's trading with 75 Bitcoins. Um, this is a fake pump. This is future volume pump. Spot volume is very low. Future volume cannot hold much long. What do you think? I think that if spot starts jumping in, then we could be having a very nice pump on our hands. Rick Ty is correct. Fake pump or not, Bitcoin already made 5% from the last low. It can surely be traded. And that's what I'm trying to teach you guys. Doesn't matter how bearish I am on the higher time frames, this was such a good zone to go long. And as soon as I went long, even though I was hardly monitoring the charts, as soon as I went long, I shared it in my community on vacation. I had to. It was such a great zone. When you get these zones, you just have to say, that's it, right? You don't like trading ETH? Well, I have nothing against ETH. I just think that, Bitcoin provides the most liquidity. I like trading Bitcoin. I do enter some other trades, of course. But for the most part, whatever ETH does is usually determined by Bitcoin, right? Like, I would recommend all new traders, if you're new to trading crypto, I wouldn't even bat an eye at altcoins. I would literally only trade Bitcoin. If you're new. Does funding rate eat away at your profits when you're in a position long term? Not really. I mean, guys, you see my trades, right? If I have over $600,000 in profits, obviously I'm paying some fees to maintain this position. Obviously. It's not a free ride, right? You have to pay to enter. I think I may have even removed it here. But yeah, of course you pay fees. But it's relative to your position size, right? It's not. There it is. Like on this trade, so what's that? 90, call it 550, $650,000 in profit. I paid $4,000 in fees, and I'm in a higher VIP tier. But I've been maintaining this position for months now, taking profits on the way down, adding to the relief rallies, taking profits on the way down. It's normal, right? What are you looking for? Long or short? Guys, I am already in a long. AI Connect. I am in a long. I am in a long, and I'm holding my shorts. You're asking about a short on Solana, and all I can really say is that if Solana If Bitcoin continues upwards, then I would say that Solana probably will continue upwards as well, right? That's why I'm not entering shorts here. Could you please explain what made Bitcoin a great long at 58K? Was it simply multiple liquidity sweeps? So yes, of course, there was tons of liquidity to be grabbed. We grabbed it. Then we talked about the scenario in 2018 where we could be expecting a sweep of the prior low at the beginning of the year to see continuation higher. Summer relief rally, as we put it, which is what happened. So you zoom out. This was the scenario that I had on my mind. Historical price action. Right here. Look at that. Beautifully swept the lows that we established at the beginning of the year. And then we got a nice relief rally. So there's that. That was on the cards. Plus, we had the 2024 range here. This value area low that Bitcoin tends to respect. We swept that level as well. So this was a no-brainer for me. In around 57, just below 58, we also have monthly levels that tend to get respected. So it was a no-brainer for me. Despite how bearish I've been, I went short. Or despite how bearish I've been, and I have the majority of my positions in shorts, I went long, I should say. The Lurker, how do you feel about Bitcoin fork in August? Won't there be massive downside? What I will say is that relief rallies can top out around that time. I think the charts always come first, and a fork, it's the charts that come first, guys. You can add any narrative you want as to why Bitcoin pumped or why Bitcoin dumped. This is why, this is why. The charts always come first. Go on, Bitcoin. I think a lot of people are doubting this rally, and that kind of leads me to thinking we can go higher. My son Andrew is an inspiring trader. Nice, man. Aspiring trader. Awesome. My son Andrew got his license. Matt, do you feel similar entry like your long 80K a few months back? Great question, and the answer is yes. Same kind of vibes. We're dumping, everyone thinks, okay, fine, I believe in the bear market. Bitcoin is going lower, and then we get a massive bounce. Then everyone gets bullish again, then we go lower. Same vibes, man, same vibes. Great observation. Hey Matt, for your opinion, what point for Bitcoin to break through to go higher? 62K. 62K. This is the previous pivot, right? 61.9. So if we can hold above where we just got that initial reaction, I think we can see continuation trending towards the 65K zone. So let's see what happens here. Let's see. Looks good. To consider 62K holding, are you looking for a 4-hour candle close above? Yeah, that would be decent. I'm on a live stream. It's fine. Did I close? No, guys, I'm still holding the existing short position. I'm not going to be adjusting anything because the entry was so solid. There's no reason to close the position because ultimately on any relief rally, I don't think that we make it all the way up to say $80,000 or $79,000. So I'm looking to play this long, and then if we get that squeeze to the upside, then I add to my existing shorts. That's how I'm going to play it. Do you think we can pull back to 60K? It's possible. Look, if a lot of longs just start jumping in, then yeah, I do think it's very, very possible. However, we have seen what happens in these relief rallies with Bitcoin. I just want to bring your attention to how it actually develops. It tends to be choppy as hell, man. Like, it tends to be like, whoop, 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 whoop. Like, it's, you see this? It's not clean price action. Sorry, this is a better example. Why do I have this? Okay, let me remove that. So relief rallies tend to be very choppy, not that explosive. See this? And then in a matter of half the time, we dump further. Take a look at this. So from the low to the top of the relief rally, let's drag it onto here. This took over 3 months. Wow, time flies. But then look how fast we dropped. Just over a month and a half. Less than a month and a half. So if we are to get continuation, I find it hard to believe that it's just going to be like that. Particularly if this is just another bear market relief rally. I think what could happen is you chop, 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 chop. Oh, we're going lower, we're going lower, we're going lower. And then eventually people get bullish at higher time frame resistance. And then we drop. At what price will you add to your long? I'm not going to add to my long unless we sweep the lows again. Some people, like I took 2% of my trading portfolio, guys. When I enter a trade from a swing trading perspective, unless we sweep the lows with more conviction there, I mean, I don't need to add to anything, right? I don't need to add to anything. There's no reason to add. All of these trades, legends, all of these trades, long, short, swing trader, I'm a swing trader, it's in my group. It's a completely free group where you trade with your own money. DM me the keyword BTC on Telegram to join my private group where I share all of my own personal trades and my overall market analysis. It's a free group, guys. Just DM me on Telegram. The only requirement is that you've signed up with one of these affiliate exchange links down below and you start trading on there as you normally do. That's where I share everything. And then of course on the YouTube channel, when I have the chance, I share, but real-time updates, like when I took this long on vacation, it was shared immediately in the group. Yeah, I know. Some of the questions are signals of like, some of the questions are asking if they can go long or short. That's just... Hey Matt, do you think we've reached our bottom? It depends. Local bottom, it's possible. Bear market bottom, it's also possible, but not my base case. What's up, Matsir? Details by Edison. What is up with you? Are you going to short and some shitcoin? No. Guys, when I short shitcoins, they are always over 1 billion in market cap. What is Ansem's coin at? 73. So if this goes to 1 billion, yeah, sure. 500 million, maybe I'll start considering it, but have you heard of Tory trades and what are your thoughts? I have heard of Tory trades. My thoughts are the same thoughts about any trader or any trading strategy. Everything works. At the end of the day, the only thing that is important is risk management. And that might sound crazy to you. Of course, there's better strategies than others. But for the most part, the more you trade, the more you realize risk management is everything. And that's it. You can use trend lines, you can use, it doesn't matter. She gets a lot of hate online, I think, but I don't know. Hi, Matt. Why do you wait for that criteria to short shitcoins? Because the lower the market cap the shitcoin has, the more likely it is to be manipulated. It's easier to manipulate a coin like at 50 million market cap than it is to manipulate a coin that's over a few billion. Also, I am more interested in shorting shitcoins that are in the billions because if they trend towards zero, that is a bigger move down. So if you can catch the move, oof, it's more significant in terms of profits. So, next, vacation ideas. I got a couple of friends around Canada. I don't think I'm gonna be taking like prolonged vacation, really, because you know, filming content, all I need is good internet connection, and my trades. I mean, I just share them in my Telegram community. I trade the market. I could basically do what I'm doing anywhere, right? So I don't think I'm gonna take prolonged vacation. So no, I don't think so. I'll definitely go back to Dubai at some point. Have you ever started cycling, Matt? No, I haven't, but I'd be interested in doing a triathlon. Calgary Stampede coming up. Will Waring, I think if your message has caps in it, my bot will remove it. But maybe you can rewrite that because I think it's a good thing to write, and I can read it out loud. You had a good comment, but it says message retracted. What's your current bias, Matt? Just joined the stream. My current bias is I'm bullish. I'm actually bullish, guys. I entered my long at $58,100. If you're just jumping into the stream now, I have been vocally bearish the entire bear market. My shorts are still reflecting that, but I took a pretty decent long trade on Bitcoin at 58.1K. And now I'm sitting on my hands here. I've taken some profits. I've secured 30 grand, and now I just sit and wait. That's it. Hey, how long are you going to hold this long? Legends, all of my trades are shared within my community with profits, stop losses, everything is shared in my group. But to answer your question, I took profits at 62K. I would like to see us hit 65. 69 is also interesting because it's the previous all-time high. But we're in a bear market, and this is a counter trend rally. Remember that. Let's break above 62. I would love that for Bitcoin. I haven't heard from Alex Becker in a while. You know where he is? Guys, the thing you need to understand about Alex Becker is that he has made hundreds of millions of dollars outside of crypto. And then for him to throw 20 mil in altcoins, it's not much for him. And so you have to be careful who you listen to. He's not full-time crypto. He wants to make money on alts. He's been bull posting for the entire bear market. And I am sure that if Bitcoin climbs up to 70K, he will be back with another altcoin video. And that's probably when the top is in. What is your strategy? What do you trade? I trade crypto, man. You have to be way more specific with your questions, guys. Ask silly questions, get silly answers. Hooded Knight, thoughts on Trump's crypto scam? How will that affect trust in crypto? Look, his coin is down horrendous. Reports came out that he has made what, over $1 billion in crypto through fees, etc. His coin is down, but all altcoins go down, right? So what I would say is, I think that the trust in crypto is unfortunately going to take a while to reclaim, let's say. I think that next cycle we're probably not going to have shit coins popping off left, right, and center. Maybe, but it's just gambling, right? I think that those that want to believe will continue to believe, but I would hope that people are a little bit more intelligent about where they put their money this time around. Music is annoying today. Sorry about that. It's funny though, because it's the exact same playlist. So I caught you red-handed. Maybe you tuned into the live stream last time when we were playing better songs, but it's the exact same playlist. Will Waring. People need to put effect into learning something about trading rather than beg for signals. Dogs beg. Simply learn something. You'll know what's going on and then ask relevant questions. Very good comment. Very, very good comment. I completely agree. How did you end up getting to partner with Mindpillar? Guys, I've been with Mindpillar for a long time. I know the guys, like the tools we're building together. I know the guys, so it wasn't partnering out of the blue, right? We've been together for quite some time. In fact, Andy, one of the main guys on their YouTube channel, that's where I was in Spain, and we just had a great time together. So I'm close friends with them. We know each other very well. I know VeChain is down a lot, but it's an actual functioning company. Thoughts on its future? I don't know. VeChain, what are they about? It's like supply chain management, right? I could be wrong. I think it's along those lines. I don't know. The thing is, a lot of crypto companies that are actually providing something in the real world, they're doing a good job, but they don't actually need a token. And that's the fundamental issue with altcoins. When we started this whole crypto thing, a lot of people were basically just speculating on a bunch of these fundamental companies, and it worked for the first few cycles, but now a lot of people realize that holding an altcoin with good fundamentals is the equivalent of holding a shitcoin, because whether the company does well or not, they don't need a coin for the most part. Bro is hungover. I'm not hungover at all. Legends, I'm sitting in my Bitcoin long trade. I am sitting in my short trades. If you want to see how I've been trading this market, DM me the keyword BTC on Telegram to join my private group for free. It's where I share all of my own personal trades and my overall market analysis, and you trade with your own money. This is how I can update you when I'm not on YouTube as well. Hey, I'm taking a trade here. I'm doing this. I'm adjusting my positions. Some people came on the YouTube channel and said, bro, you didn't tell me that you updated your position. All the updates are in my group. If I'm in an existing trade on a live stream or in a video update, and you see that in the next video, I no longer have that trade open, it's because I adjusted that position. It's because I closed that position, but it's shared within my group. Right now, Bitcoin's kind of just chopping around here. Not much clarity, but pretty epic long. We swept the first profit target. I took profits at $62,000, having entered at 58. Dun, 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 dun. What are your thoughts on gold? I talked about gold in my latest live stream. Ooh, interesting. I would want to see us sweep these lows at 38.8, and we didn't quite get there. But we are trying to reclaim this pivot, which could be interesting. Our Life is a Miracle asks me, thoughts on Chart Advantage channel. Bro, I have no clue what that channel is. As I've said several times, guys, I have no idea about other YouTube channels. I don't really watch anyone else. This allows me to kind of keep my unbiased view of the market and just do my own analysis. If you're a serious trader and you've been trading for several years, I still would imagine that you're not watching many YouTubers, if any at all. Thoughts on the World Cup? France are overpowered. Those are my thoughts. Croatia or Portugal today? Does anyone know if Ronaldo's starting? If Ronaldo's not starting, then Portugal will win. Before all the Ronaldo lovers attack me, Ronaldo was like my favorite player for the longest time. But anyone that says that he's not too old to lead the starting line for Portugal is kidding themselves. He cannot run. He's a great finisher still at 41? 41? Is he 40 in his 40s? I think so. But unfortunately, I think he should have more of like a sideline role in supporting and motivating the team. I still think he should be at the World Cup. I just don't think that if Portugal will make it far, it will be because of Ronaldo. Their midfield is the most talented midfield we've seen for quite some time. It's stacked, but they cannot have him as their starting striker later into the tournament. Those are just my thoughts, right? Let's get back above $62,000. Let's do it. Yeah, England was crazy. I was playing tennis when they were playing their game against DR Congo, and my buddy said, "Bro, DR Congo are up 1-0." It was a very very tight one there. Oh, purchase media. Don't get me started about FIFA Ultimate Team. Man, I've been playing FIFA since FIFA 12. So yes, I have played a lot of Ultimate Team. I Most FIFAs that I played seriously with Ultimate Team, I would end up repping a 15 to 30 million coin team. I was a serious FIFA player. Serious FIFA player. Really good at weekend league. Um, but I think now it's been must be 2, 3, 4 years that I've stopped properly playing. It takes up too much time, right? But I'll play with my friends after a night out or something. It was yeah, FIFA was a huge part of my childhood. I I play a console. FIFA trained you for trading. No. I mean, yes and no. Hello from Spain, Steph man. Hello, my man. Which place did you play when you played soccer, football? I was a really good midfielder. I was a really good midfielder as well. Center mid. Guys, this is not a zone where, like, up here is not a zone where you really want to take on too much risk. We're long from the lows, and we just enjoy ourselves. That's it. You mentioned you play tennis. Do you play paddle as well? Is paddle popular there? Paddle is very popular in Dubai. It's popular in Spain. In Canada, a little bit less. But no, I'm mainly going to be doing some tennis this summer, I think. I also have a couple of buddies that take pickleball very seriously. And because I'm decent at tennis, it definitely translates into pickleball. Legends, like check. What are we looking at? 261. Let's get to 500 today. I know we can do it. I know we can do it. 4-hour candle close didn't close above 62K. Maybe next one. Ah, that's true. The 4-hour candle close just hit. Yeah, look, it's just very choppy, right? But we had a nice, this is a very, very nice move to the upside. No complaints from me. No complaints. What made Kaka great? He is one of those players you can't say what exactly. Maybe same for Matt. Nothing in particular making him the good trader he is. Patience, I would guess. I would disagree about the Kaka point. He was big, he was strong, he was silky on the ball, powerful dribbler, and very, very good finishing. There's a lot of things that made Kaká great. And I hope that there's a lot of things that make me great, but maybe like you're saying, you can't say exactly. I am pretty damn patient. I'm pretty damn patient. I will say that. I'll give myself credit for being patient. But that's just the nature of swing trading, right? Some of you like jumping in and out of scalps, but that's just not my cup of tea. On the stream, sometimes I'll take a couple scalps, but for the most part, I am a swing trader. I wonder if we can actually break 62K on the live stream. I stopped cycling for 2 weeks. It started the day after I watched your 8-hour FOMC live stream. Now I'm back to cycling again 2 days ago. But here we are. Should I just hang in? Should I just hang here and skip it again? Bro, just throw on the live stream and cycle at the same time. Don't let my live streams prevent you from doing some healthy activity, right? It's someone says H Gung RR says we're going down. We need a trading course. I will do my best to produce one. Skyfox89, you're patient but also decisive in the moment. That is true, but I would argue that being patient is what allows you to be decisive in the moment, right? Because once my level is hit, I've said it in my community before, even on the channel, if I have a level in mind and the price is thousands of dollars away from that level, once the level is hit, I enter my trade almost blindly because I've already prepared for that moment. And if all the factors are lining up, then it's a no-brainer, and I don't overthink it because I have been so patient before taking the swing trade, right? Just Frankie, easy to be patient when you manage risk correctly. That is correct. Howdy, Matt. How we doing? Crypto King. We're doing great, man. We're doing great. We are in the long, and I hold my shorts. We bounced from the good zone that we were eyeing, and actually, where did I enter? I entered my long like here, 58.1. We popped up. I took a little bit of profits. Then we came back down, and I played with the profits. So sometimes you guys know I like moving my stop to break even. But I decided after moving my stop to break even that no, I'm going to use some of the profits that I took on the way up here to move my stop a little bit lower, because I think that we might get a nasty wick down, grabbing the downside liquidity before popping again. And that's exactly what happened. So yeah, happy I moved my stop down. And now it's like my stop, if Bitcoin hits $56,700, I will technically lose out on $13,700 in profits. Keyword, in profits, because I've already secured 33K on this long trade. So basically, worst case scenario, I come out of this trade with $20,000 in profits. Worst case scenario. But I am gunning for higher. And if we do come back down, I'd probably be looking for another long, to be honest, as I maintain my shorts in this market. Do you think it's going to wick down again? I have no clue. If enough people enter long, then probably. When will you close your main short position and get ready for the major pump? Probably sub 55k. I don't know, man. With my shorts, as I say, I like to move my stop to break even. So it's more a matter of when will I take more profits, because I'm always probably going to have a tiny short open until the rest of the position gets stopped out at break even. I like playing the market that way, because if we just aggressively go lower, I will be disappointed that I fully closed my swing short position. Let's take a look at what happened in 2018. Did we just sweep the low and then take off? Or do we have one more sweep in the cards? Weekly close, second. Yeah, in theory, we could have another move back down. But if it is to play out like this simulation, that could be the bottom. So you have the one red weekly candle, the next one is green, and then we get that pop up. Unless this turns red. Something like this. Green, green, red, boom, back down. Green, green, red, boom. What are we doing? Looking for a short position? I am not looking for a short position. I'm in my shorts. $278 legends. Let's get this to 300 likes. I know we can do it. Yasha, comfy in my shorts. Likewise. Likewise. Were you already in Dubai in 2024? The huge flood and storm thing. It's crazy. Yeah, man, it was insane. So I had my friend visit, and from my apartment, like, you look down and there's literally exotic cars drowning in water. Like, it was something to see. It was pretty insane. Someone said, "Am I the only one on this stream uncomfy in my shorts?" Man, if you've been in the community, you would be very comfy in your shorts. I have not talked about shorting Bitcoin at 60K. 80K? Yeah. 100K? Yeah. 60K? Absolutely not. You have to understand that there's Certain zones where the risk to reward for shorting is just not there, and 60K was one of those zones. Hi, Matt. How are you? Are you so tired? I'm a little bit tired, but nothing out of the ordinary. Would you consider adding to your short if we push to 70K? I would look up here. Somewhere between 70 to 72 is the first zone. And then we have all the way up to the 200-day moving average at 75. That's like this big zone here is interesting for me, for sure. If we can make it there. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Yeah, David. Bro, I attended the Token 2049 event since I work in crypto. We got ripped off by taxis. We got ripped off by taxis, but we couldn't complain because we just needed to return to our hotel as soon as possible. Yeah. Bitcoin slipping, one sec. Oof. Potential sweep of these lows here, guys. Potential sweep of these lows. Let's see. The 5-minute squiggly. Or do we just nuke? So glad I found your group, man. Been a member since November, up over 250% since then. My man. That makes me very, very happy. Legends, if you want to know what group he's talking about, it's a free group where you trade with your own money. You DM me the keyword BTC, Bitcoin sticker, on Telegram, and you're able to join that group for free. It's where I share all of my own personal trades and my overall market analysis. But you're trading with your own capital. You just have to sign up down below, and you're good to go. I would recommend joining on Bluffin if you can. Well, we swept the first low. What you want to see here if you're bullish is you want people to keep adding to shorts. That's the ideal scenario here. How big of a bounce is a realistic summer bounce? Realistic, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Bitcoin go back above $70,000. It's possible, guys. It's possible. Chichan, Matt, you're still streaming or already dreaming? I just came back from one of Europe's biggest music festivals. What are your plans for the summer? I hope you're not going to stay in front of the screen all day. Absolutely not. I will not stay in front of the screen all day, but I will still be doing some live streams. I think that this kind of price action is the best price action to actually learn how to trade, and I think I'm helping people out with these streams. So I'm going to keep going at it with the streams, the video updates, but I will definitely be taking more time off this summer. Ultimately, I'm in control of my own schedule, so I will do what I want when I want. And any relevant trades shared within the community, but realistically, lots of sun, lots of tennis. I'll probably play some football as well. Probably some parties. You know how it goes. Stream 1. Yahi Music says stream 1. Stream what? A football game? A tennis match? A party? Legends, let's get to 300 likes. Destroy that like button if you haven't already. We have to hit 300. We have to. One thing that I'm noticing, it's very interesting to see that the likes, the comments, the views, everything is down in the crypto market because people just don't know anymore. They want to give up on crypto. I'm telling you, the next few months will be still difficult, but we are getting closer and closer to a bear market bottom. It's time to pay attention. It's time to pay attention. I could see it across all my analytics. People don't care about crypto anymore. And that is perfect for those of us that keep on paying attention, because in my opinion, we will be rewarded. Liked. Thank you for your likes. 300. Voila. Oh, it's a little bit dark, no? This is a potential bounce zone, by the way. Luis Bustillo says he's done for the day. Enjoy the stream, guys. Hey, Matt. What up time now? What up time now? Give me the bounce. What your time now? I'm not sure if I understand your question. If you're asking my time, it's currently in the afternoon. Are you adding to your hedge long? Nope. 200 million liquidity sitting at 60,500. This is the first potential zone that we could bounce from. Look at the squiggly, guys. I drew this as we were dumping. Potential liquidity sweep. Let's see. Appreciate your channel and your guidance. Thanks, man. My pleasure. My pleasure. Yes, I am listening to that reggae. Nice move. All right, legends. So I am still sitting in my existing long position. I entered a long at 58.1K. I shared it in my community as soon as I entered this trade, and now I can just sit back and relax. I've secured $33,000 in profits. I think that Bitcoin can squeeze higher. My shorts are still looking absolutely lovely. And any relevant updates, guys, are going to be shared within my premium group if you'd like to join. Please remember that's the first link in the description down below. If you DM me the keyword BTC on Telegram, you'll be able to join that group for free. It's where I share all of my own personal trades and my overall market analysis. Right now, Bitcoin is trying to potentially have a sweep of this level. 61.1K on the lower time frames here. We got a little reaction. Let's see if this can actually bounce up higher. But I have to say, I am comfy in my schlongs. So that's going to be a wrap for today's live stream, I think. We've done just over 3 hours. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We are almost at 20,000 subscribers. The longs are printing. The shorts are printing. And with that, I hope everyone has a lovely day. And I'll see you in the next video.